Hello, my darlings. Today we're playing the murder of Sonic the Hedgehog. I know why you're here, you know why you're here. Let's play. All this stuff's getting heavy. I'll dump what I don't need. Everyone's favorite journalist reporter, Amy Rose, is hot on the scoop. I'm heading out. You've been fabulously helpful. Already? Before you go, Vector and I want to give you your presents. My presents? You're both so sweet. Thank you. Vector, it seems we have more guests. Amy, there you are. Want to join in or find anything yet? Oh, the detective pair needs help from the birthday girl? She knows everyone's allowed to be sassy on their birthday. This tip is just too juicy to ignore. I'll see you all around. Don't worry, Sonic. I'll be the one to avenge you. And quick. But how are you gonna leave? The door to the next car is locked. Oh, you doubt the birthday girl? The birthday girl has the master key. Right. The birthday girl gets the birthday key. Of course, it's birthday privilege. I'll solve this case before anyone else. Bye! Amy may be hasty, but she's thorough. Now what are you two doing? Looking mighty suspicious, I say. I'm the detective, so I can't be the murderer. Yeah, and I'm, just making sure everything goes well. Here to ask if anyone's hungry. I think going well is more important than food right now. Things aren't going great. Not sure if you've forgotten, but there was a murder. Well, I mean besides that. Besides murder? My social skills, non-existent. I'm Vector the Butcher. I'm licensed to handle raw meat. And I'm Espio the Poet. Poetry, a resonant message from poet to reader, meant to challenge our delicate perspectives with the most rhythmic purpose. Can I hear some? Sure. Teardrops in the spring, can you hear me sing? La 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 la, dee 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 dee. What was that? Oh, that was it? I have more if you like. Cherry blossoms in the spring. I'm set aside for now. Thanks. At least he's rhyming, I suppose. Ouija and I are here to establish both your alibis. Can you walk us through what happened after Amy had everyone leave the dining car? Oh sure, it's simple. We just explained this to Amy, actually. When we were all sent off, Rouge, Blaze, Shadow, and Sonic all passed through the library car. I promptly picked a book off the shelves and made myself comfortable. Vector got bored, so he left to see what Knuckles was up to in the saloon car. Where was Rouge? We happened to see her lipstick stain on a cup in the saloon car. Rouge came over to the library car, seemingly looking for something. Then she went to search the saloon car. She came back shortly after. We heard her shout, "No way!" at the brochure stand over there. But she left back to the casino car before Shadow came through and locked the door. Wonder what she found. She's obviously been on the hunt for something. After Rouge left, Shadow walked through the casino car. Wait, how do you know? Then entered the library car and locked the door behind him. More importantly, why has Shadow been locking doors? Shadow walked through the library car to the saloon car where Knuckles and I were playing games. He insisted on showing us up at Super Monkey Ball. I got so engrossed by the rolling monkey action, I hardly noticed when Shadow left the saloon car. I guess he walked through the library car to the casino car again, locking the doors behind him. Then returned to the lounge car where he was meant to be stationed. When Vector came back, we realized Knuckles locked the door to the saloon car. We were stuck in the library car. That's when the train sped up. We were worried about the bookshelves falling on us, but we got through it all right. We sat trapped here until Amy arrived asking questions. She's the one who told us someone murdered Sonic. And yeah, that's all that happened. With all these locked doors, it seems Vector and Espio couldn't have left the library or the saloon car. Thank you both for your cooperation. We're just gonna peek around and we'll return with any questions. If you return with any meat, I'll chop it for you. And if you'd like to be surrendered with a poem, I've got you covered too. Thanks, guys. Their alibi seems solid enough, but we should still search for clues. What we're looking for is any evidence that proves what they're saying is true. We need to confirm Victor's reason for leaving. We need to confirm Victor's reason for leaving his post and determine if Espio was actually in the library car reading. A tall task, but we can do it. Let's get to the bottom of this, Tails. Absolutely. Wow, I wish I could stop and look at all these books. But Sonic needs me. No time to rest. Alright, let's move on then. Tails? Well, I mean, a little peek wouldn't hurt. He's scavenging through all the book titles excitingly. He's like a kid in the candy shop, or in this case, a genius in a train library. That's odd. I know some books have fallen out onto the floor and everything, but every book on this shelf is in alphabetical order. But this one, the manual? Why is that even in here? It's the user guide to the Mirage Express, the train we're currently on. Do you think someone found it on the ground and put it back? Maybe, but it's interesting. Let's make a note of this. Okay. What's over here? What's this bright red book? Ah, yuck! This reeks of the evil scientist Dr. Eggman. Yep, this is Dr. Eggman's autobiography and recipe book. It's a hell of a combination. What kind of recipes? Who cares? I wouldn't trust any book he's written. It's weird this is here. Maybe people just appreciate an omelet. You may not be wrong. Still kinda odd that's there, though. A globe of our marvelous planet. I haven't traveled around much. The islands are fun and all, but I love to visit some of these countries. They're a lot of fun, honestly. Plenty of wonderful people and shops and food can't be beat, either. Ah, sounds perfect for a vacation. The conductor was talking about Spengata? If you've ever been there. I have actually. If you're ever visiting, be sure to stop by the university and say hi to Professor Pickle. He'll tell you everything about the area and makes one scrumptious sandwich. I'll keep that in mind, thanks. This group knows everyone and has been everywhere, haven't they? Something's always hidden in the trash can. Let's check here. I hate to say it, but there's nothing here. Oh. I really thought there'd be something there. Witchy, are you sad there's nothing in the trash bin? No, I'm alright. I'm sure there'll be something hidden in the next trash bin we find. You really think so? Oh, yeah, shit. Yeah, we just gotta stay optimistic. Yeah, okay. These trash bins hide a secret. I'm sure of it. Witchy, you're pretty unconventional. And I like that. Was that supposed to be a compliment? Sounded like it. Why is the table glowing? Let's just take a pause and sit for a second. These chairs are very comfy, so plush. Puts me right in the mood to read. Makes me want to take a nap personally. In fact, maybe I'll rest my eyes for a bit. Witchy, no! Don't fall asleep! There's been a murder, remember? If I had a ring for every time a murder ruined my nap time, I guess you'd be rich. Oh, poor thing, that arm is really struggling cleaning up this car. To be fair, I wouldn't want to clean all this up either. Let's just leave it alone to do its thing. Yeah, probably for the best. Wouldn't hurt to lend a hand. So many books on the ground, I wish we had time to pick them all up. I sadly have no interest in picking up these books. A lot of these books were knocked out by the train speeding up. But Rouge pulled a lot of these out to search for something. What reckless behavior! I feel sorry for these poor books. The spines are cracking. They're opening too far. This kid feels empathy for everything. Apparently. Brochures? Woo, brochures! There are travel destination ideas here like amusement parks, caverns, hotels, restaurants. Oh! Witchy, look at this! There's a couple of maps here. This seems to be the map of the library car. The books are organized by genre, which are listed here. That's cool. I love a good overhead map. Let's take it. Can't we just take that? Okay, I guess we can. Should we take this brochure about caves too? Look, it has Stalatish. I'm not pronouncing that correctly, am I? Nah, leave it. Oh, haha. Yeah, fair enough. Nobody shares my fondness of caves. A chose hanging precariously from a tree branch. The large text below reads, "Hang in there." Wow, I really needed to see this. What? This little chose, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, hanging there, refusing to use his wings to fly to safety. He's gonna die. Because choosing the hard way is often the most rewarding. You have wings! Use them! That's beautiful. No, he's gonna die. If this chose can stick to his principles and find strength, and so can I. There's no way there was that much thought put into this poster. No, there's no way. Right? Right. Shadow supposedly walked through the library car before going to the saloon car. When Shadow left the library car, he locked the door on his way out. How did he lock the door exactly? With that lock? There's gotta be a reason he's doing this. Should we make a note of it? Yeah. Yeah, I do believe we should. I think we found enough clues. Let's go interrogate Victor and Espio to find out what really happened. Did you bring me any meat to chop? I may be a butcher, but they confiscated my meat cleaver before getting on the train. You tried to bring a meat cleaver on the train? You actually tried to bring a knife on the train. Yeah, thank you, Tails. I'm a man of authenticity, Tails. Without a knife, I'm just a chef in a ketchup-stained apron, not a butcher. Okay. I think if you had a knife on you, we'd definitely think you were the murderer. But what if I hid the knife? You know, I'm not the biggest fan of this line of thought. Nothing like cold cuts for a cold case. Let me know if you need any good butchering. Okay. What does Espio have to say? Alright, fine. One about trains. Locomotive in motion. I think I lost my lotion. The window shows the ocean. Oh, wait. There's my lotion. The hell was that? Thanks. I actually like that one. Huh? Okay, let's hear one about space. I've made it up to space. I've made it up to space with my beloved antique vase. But a mistake in my haste dropped the vase from my embrace. So my antique I must now replace. That's... okay. What caused you to drop the vase? Don't read too deeply, it's just a poem. He hasn't thought it through, has he? No. Alright, start interrogation. So, the two of you don't believe us, huh? It's not that we don't trust either of you, but I wouldn't be a proper detective without examining the validity of your alibis. Witchy and I are here to confirm two things. Why Victor left to play games with Knuckles, and if Espio was really reading in the library car. Vector, we'll start with you. Why did you leave the library car to visit Knuckles? We're prepared to present evidence if he probably just got bored. Well, that's easy. I got bored. See? Tails, you okay over there? What? I wasn't entertaining him enough, it seems. Vector enjoys being social. Plus, we were instructed to mingle. I remember the arcade machine in the saloon car, so I figured I'd check it out. This seems to line up with the information we gathered with Knuckles. Then that brings our attention to you, Espioid. Rouge entered the library car, found something, then left. You said you immediately started reading, but were you actually reading the entire time you were in the library car? Of course he was. Once Espio starts reading, he doesn't stop till it's done. I've seen it before. I've seen it happen. It must have been a good read. What was the book? You don't remember the name? Espio doesn't owe you that, detective. Let the man live. What if it was embarrassing? What was he reading, porn? What kind of things do you think I read? Oh, I have an idea. If you won't talk, I have a hunch on what that book might be. Witchy, could you help me out? Alright, Witchy. What book do we think Espio may have been reading? Well, you've got the menu, you've got the maps, you got the book. He was reading the lock. Picking the book. A manual? You think Espio was reading instructions? What argument could you possibly have to support this? Oh, I gotta do this. Hang on. Give me a second, I have to build my argument here. There are books scattered around on the floor, sure, but the remaining books are on the shelves. We're all in alphabetical order. All except this manual, meaning someone at the very least picked the manual up and put it back incorrectly. This lack of attention to detail isn't normally like you, Espio. Hey now, I won't have you insulting my pal like that. Calm down, Vector. I know you mean well, but I can handle myself. Apologies, Espio. A butcher and a poet, a friendship can form anywhere. That is indeed the book I was reading, the Mirage Express manual. These trains are cool. Fair enough, they are cool. In that case, we'd like to ask you a few questions about the manual. Witchy, if you wouldn't mind. What do you want me to do? I don't know this train. Could you ask Espio some questions about the manual? Just flip to a page and ask away. Okay. Oh, I see. Quiz Espio about the manual and to prove he read it. Got it. Which page should I quiz him on? 97. Okay, what efficient and extremely accurate technology was installed to insist in keeping the train spotless? It's the arm. He's doing it in the background. Robotic arms. During events, they can perform a variety of tasks and are responsible for cleaning up the trash and messes afterwards. I remember the conductor saying the train could clean itself, though I have a feeling the train company just didn't want to hire a janitor. The robotic arms can also detect weapons or explosives being brought onto the train, ensuring passenger safety. I guess we know who took the butcher's knife. It seems like Espio aced that question, Witchy. Hit him with another one. Oh, okay. Which page should I choose? 231. What is the Mirage Express's cancellation policy? No refunds, and you will be charged a no-show fee. This does not apply if you are over the age of 65. Gee, the person who made this rule must have been over 65. Last one, Witchy. Let's see if Espio can go 3 for 3. Gotcha. Which page should I pick from? Let's do 400. What was implemented to support the conductor's duties and ease general train obligations? An intellectual data processing system. It works in tandem with the conductor to assure smooth travel for guests. I remember this. The train has an outplot, but it can't access its full suite of abilities without the conductor present. Now, did I pass your little test? No. I hate to say it, but no. Just goofing. You passed. I completed your test with ease. All my efforts were only to please, but you joked and jabbed and said no to my face. Now I wish you were riddled with fleas. Did he just rhyme a curse at me? Did he? Let me know in the comments below. I'm curious. You've clearly read the manual. Those answers were far too specific to be guesses. Maybe they were just really good guesses. And both of you had the nerve to question my buddy like that. Don't we want to be supporting folks who read? You have to admit though, reading the entire time a murder occurred does sound a bit suspicious, even if true. But he answered all my questions so calmly. That's very impressive. No, I understand. Everyone's cautious attitudes. Victor was the only one to see me reading after all. My alibi is hard to substantiate despite being the truth. Wait, Shadow had to come back through here. He must have seen you. Well, you definitely read the manual, so I suppose we can... Espio, is that true? Vector was the only one to see you reading? Yes, that's correct. Problem? Frankly, I don't believe that it can be true, and we have evidence to back it up. Witchy? He always puts me on the spot. Okay, what do you think? We should have a piece of evidence linked to someone who also saw Espio reading, but what? Well, it's not going to be the manual. I highly doubt it's the menu. This map isn't really going to help us. Does it show who moved? No, just Sonic's eyes are crossed out. Pretend on where he was sitting? Shadow probably didn't see him. I'm thinking it's the lock. Yeah, because it means somebody else had to be back and forth. Shadow's lock. Please pray tell what this has to do with anything. You're up, Witchy. Let's get our argument together. Excuse me while I play on my phone for another 10-15 minutes. Shadow walks through the library car to get to the saloon car, where he sat on his machine. Shadow walks through the library car to get to the saloon car, where he set the original high score on the arcade machine. Yeah, but I ended up beating it. It wasn't the high score for long. Crocs are natural gamers. Espio said he saw Shadow enter the library car, but he's mentioned nothing about Shadow returning. He only mentions that Vector came back. When Shadow left Knuckles and Vector in the saloon car, Espio was fully seated, reading his book for a good while at this point. They both look very surprised. We know Shadow had to walk back through the library car when he left the saloon car. So there's absolutely no way Shadow and Espio didn't notice one another on Shadow's return trip. It was a simple slip-up. I just fully immersed in my book that I didn't notice Shadow. You're telling me the sound of the door opening and locking wouldn't have caused you to look up? Well, you see, I can sense Espio's desperation here. Defending the argument that he was reading the entire time isn't easy. So if you didn't see Shadow returning from the saloon car to lock all doors, then at that moment, were you really in the library car at all? But how would Espio leave? Shadow locked all the doors and no one saw Espio in the saloon car. It's a mystery, my dear Witchy, one that I would love for Espio to solve. You gotta believe me. That cool demeanor is vanishing. I was so involved with my book I didn't notice Shadow pass back through the library car, honest. When Victor returned, he had to tap me on my shoulder to get my attention. Yeah, I think I remember doing that. You think? I must avenge my friend's death, so I'll ask you again, Espio. If you weren't here for Shadow to see you reading, then how did you leave the library car? I wasn't. I didn't. Why doesn't this seem right to me? Tails definitely feels like he's on to something, but I don't see it. Was Espio simply sitting reading, or did he somehow vanish to not notice Shadow returning to the library car? What should I do? Let's join Tails. No, I can't interrupt Tails while he's on to something. I'll let him continue this line of questioning and... Oh, flashback time. Witchy, my favorite and beloved employee. Please, you just started this job. It's your first day. Please, protect the passengers aboard this train. They must be taken care of. If you fail, the lawsuits will be torturous. Don't allow such an old feeble soul to get sued. He didn't say any of that. I have to make sure our guests are taken care of. I have to speak up. Tails. Huh? We have a piece of evidence that can answer all of our problems. Alright, my fellow associate, lay it on me. What piece of evidence shows Shadow and Espio couldn't have seen one another? This is the only thing that would make sense. Alright, now let's get my thoughts in order. Again? The library map? Oh, I see. You see the exits? They're right across from one another. A straight path. If Shadow walked down the straight path, there's a way Espio and Shadow couldn't have seen one another. Looks like you'll have to point it out. Where exactly on the map you mean? Where could Espio have been for Shadow to have not seen him? That's right. Wait, you can click on the bookcases? I gotta know. That's a bookcase. I think Shadow would have noticed if Espio was climbing on one of those while he was walking through the library car. Well, we haven't talked to Shadow yet. I mean, you don't know. Shoot. For Shadow to not see Espio as he was walking through the library car, where could Espio have been seated? Yeah, this is a corner. He'd be hidden. Interesting. That's where I was sitting and reading my book. Told you. I can second this. When I returned from the saloon car, Espio was in the same spot. That confirms it then. Shadow and Espio couldn't have seen one another from this spot. Because the bookcase was in the way. Because Espio was climbing on it. I mean, I don't know. Maybe he was. There's no way Shadow could have seen Espio or vice versa. It makes a lot of sense why you never mentioned Shadow's return, Espio. There's just no way you would have seen him. I apologize for losing my cool back there. I felt like I was grasping despite telling the truth. But I'm glad you all believe me now. Your alibi isn't the most outright, but I have no further points. Thank you both for answering all our questions. We did it. Another pair of alibis validated. Woo! Too many locked doors to worry about, but I'm glad everything straightened itself out in the end. Well, I'm exhausted. I'm gonna crash here for a bit. These chairs are so comfy. Likewise, I could use a breather. Sadly, our work isn't done. I have plenty of questions for Rouge and especially Shadow. Oh, it seems the door to the next car is open. Amy must have kept it open when she passed through it earlier. Well, why would she lock it? Then that's our cue to leave. See you later, Vector and Espio. Give him heck, and if you need any meat chopped up, say the word. But how? You don't have the meat cleaver. The train took it. I'll keep my poem sharp for both of you. A murder is on the loose, while the doors keep getting locked. Tick, tick, tock goes the clock, while our heroes are in the caboose. Okay. At this point, I'm feeling pretty confident in our detective abilities. We're really doing this. Come on, Witchy. Let's see what's next. Coming. Well, everyone, I hope you've enjoyed. Please leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you soon. Bye!